Hello, friends.
Hi.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It's been a bit of a gloomy Monday, and I'm afraid I'm not going to make that better with today's history highlight.
Oh dear, we have a somber history highlight today.
Somber. But somebody asked me about this, and I've been wanting to do it, and, winter's almost over. No.
Denise, I'm so happy to hear that. She just said she liked
Yay.
her ephemera, so I'm so happy. Yay. That's good to know.
But I think we're actually having tea this evening.
We are. I'm
Cheers.
having Earl Grey. Cheers.
I'm having Fortnum and Mason's Christmas tea. I'm just in a cold mood, apparently. Thanks, Twist. I got it when I was with Sheila. She got a matching bright turquoise one.
Wow, everybody's coming in.
And so when Heather comes in, she'll have to go pick her own color of beret.
I get to pick it. Well, it has to be dark with my hair. Do you have black or dark?
We'll go to the store. We got it at one of my favorite antique places. So,
okay.
They have a whole variety of colors. Some very, very bright, and some not. Joyce is here.
Oh, Joyce. She's having Mr. Pibb.
Nice. Don't drink it through
Geneva and Laura, which remind me at the end of the show, Laura's going to have a sale and I want to send everyone over.
Oh, okay. It's tonight?
It's going to, yeah. I'm not sure if we're going to overlap a little bit, but as soon as we're done, I want to send folks over there.
I mean, I just bought 3 things from her, so.
I know. I know.
Which I should have worn it today, but I didn't. Today was bad. Monday mornings are never good for me. But yeah. I hope everyone else's Monday has been a little bit better. And
my mind has been a wreck. I'm balancing too many things from my head I like to do things one at a time. Can I multitask? Kind of, but I don't like it. I like doing one thing and then the next thing and the next thing. And there is too much in the air for me to handle.
I would take this hat off, but I've been wearing it since my hair was wet this morning. So if I take it off, very bad things will all be happening under here. Because it was 80s, like 7 degrees here, like day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
When I left my house this morning, it was in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
No, my body does not like that.
Yeah, that's how it was on Saturday. Saturday was a lot colder here.
Oh, it was so
and
nice.
Just a couple days ago, it had been warm.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if I have anything else to share. I did not do any shopping this weekend.
Well, I have been trying to film some things. I'm in the middle of 3 different possible videos, which it's not good for me.
Yeah, I have some little like house project videos I want to do, but I just haven't.
Yes, it's my project video.
I was supposed to be doing it yesterday, but I had to work for 6 hours on Saturday, which was not what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And so then Sunday it was just like catching up on all the little house stuff that I normally do on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, Chris says she just sat all day and waited for us.
Are you having some tea? Are you having the other B&B?
Oh my gosh, I have to say.
This is going to be be a joke forever.
Last week, I mean, I think because I had a beer, right? And the reason I had a beer is because I was nervous about my history highlight, because I don't like talking about things that are uncomfortable. And I wanted to touch on the stereotypes, slightly racist. Mm-hmm. It makes me uncomfortable. So I'm like, I'm having a beer. But I was rewatching it and I think I was tipsy. I know that's weird to say after just one beer, but I really do. I'm a little embarrassed.
Well, I didn't. What was Denise's question? I didn't see Denise's. The email she sent with her info came back with rejected by the provider. Did you get her info from Patrick?
For Denise?
Mm-hmm.
No, it came late. So it did come through, but I think it came late. At first, I mistakenly invoiced a different Denise.
Oh.
I just thought it was already in there. I just thought you were in my system. And then like a couple days, then your info came in and I realized, oops. So I just redid it. So I'm glad everything worked out though.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Shall we dive?
Shall we dive?
Shall we dive?
Right. Let's
You're
do
up
it.
First.
Let's get wet.
Perfect place setting.
And I know I just did a similar colorway recently that I picked, but I liked this. I liked this too. It's not a watermelon themed. It's more strawberry, but with between the lettuce plate, the cabbage plate, and
then the fruits and the flowers.
Yes, and then the red transferware, which looks like red willow, is what it looks like to me.
Christy, it's been a rough day for me too. So I hope
you're
practicing some self-care with a beverage, tea or otherwise.
Yes.
Put your feet up and just enjoy.
Okay. Oh, good. Twist.
I really, man, I wish I could take you to the Greenbrier while you were here because this just like screamed Draper's Cafe to me. Hey, Mary.
This place setting did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Maybe someday. So I did a tablescape, and for no other reason than I mean, why not use books to decorate the table and make that the theme? For example, so you can see how the book is open and like where the little card would be for the library card. That's the place setting. So it's got like the venue, it's got the name of the person, and it's got like what they're celebrating.
That's really cute.
And so there's a little book with that kind of library card at each table. And I like that this person got a little bit crafty because I'm crafty.
Yes.
And the little lamps on the table, which I love, those are rechargeable USB lamps that she found somewhere. And then the crafty bit is here on the right. So if you see, also there's brown transferware under that.
I see.
Clear salad plate. But she made the napkin rings. Those are little like mini books that she put on like a burlap ring. And then if you look underneath the charger, she made that out of book pages. So she used one of those edge stampers. And so it's the table runner. It's like 3 pages wide. She just like glued 3 pages together and then edged the with one of those paper cutters.
Yes.
I was like, that's awesome.
It is awesome. You just want to make sure you don't grab books that you love that are yours. You want books that are okay.
No, this was a book she found at a thrift store that the cover was falling off of.
Yeah.
And I know some people are like, ooh, about books, but you know how many books end up in the landfill, y'all?
Yeah. Use them. Yes.
Use them. You can find a use for them. I mean, read them first and then use them. Whatever. if they're legible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my titillating tablescape.
I love this one. I am very titillated.
I think we need a book theme. Because think about it, you could have this idea and just like theme it on like book types, book. I mean, this could easily be like a Beauty and the Beast theme because
yes, absolutely. I was thinking it'd be cute.
you throw some red roses in there instead of those pastel roses.
Yes. Or wouldn't it be cute if you did mysteries like Agatha Christie and, Sherlock Holmes or something, whereas all mysteries.
Twist, I know. I used to work at a solid waste authority. You would not believe. So.
The carved.
If you can.
You see Kathy's?
Yes. I love those too.
Carved landscape books is what she's talking about. And I will look that up on Instagram later.
Very cool. I might have to be a rustic reborn for some week. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Oh, then this is just like an overview of the whole table.
It's great.
Like that funny looking design, that didn't hurt the book in any way. That just has some of the pages rolled up to look like almost floral.
Yeah, I was noticing that on your other photo. I think that's darling. And just when you see it panned out, it really does nod to like one of those old school libraries where they have the little lamps on the big
on the reading tables. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So pretty. Okay. And they also, you can't see here, but like under the flowers, they inserted a vase into blocks of styrofoams offset to look like books, but it's hard to see in this photo.
Wow. Well, I'm impressed. A lot of thought went into that. That's great.
Are these all cordial glasses?
I don't know if they're cordials or just goblets. It's hard to tell proportion wise. This is from an Instagram where there were only literally 2 pictures, and these were them. But I thought it was a great inspiration if you had glassware or a collection of small glassware, whether it be little brandies or little cordials or, something. I loved the impact of just the emerald green, but I still thought it's a great collection photo.
And
whether it's
like you can see the optic in the in the bowls. That's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And with the white, like the different designs on the stems is just.
I know
so
it. I mean, obviously, this is definitely art glass because it looks like it's in a gallery, some sort of museum installation. Mm-hmm. But you could apply the idea to any sort of a glassware collection or any collection really. But I really was drawn to the green. I thought it was beautiful.
That's gorgeous. Now I have ideas. So my celebrating collections is hankies, handkerchiefs.
I love it.
So this is, where say you have some of your grandma's hankies or hankies that mean something to you. This is a good way to display them instead of, just tucking them away in a shoebox or what have you. And I think I have a close up. And then this is what I do with my hankies on the right. She's one of those napkin holders, but I use her for my handkerchiefs.
She's cute. Those are fun.
And then I don't know if I put it now or I put it later. Okay.
Yeah, I just picked another quick one of crates. It's not something that a lot of us collect, but I thought
I have a couple.
I thought do you really? These like big advertising crates?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. I don't have any.
It's a pear company from Maryland. I don't know. It's got a guy in a kilt on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, those American cheese boxes too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think if you're into advertising, it's fun.
I love the ones that have the like tiny dovetails on the corners. You know,
Oh,
the
yes.
wood comes together.
Hmm.
And then I went back to handkerchiefs for Rustic Reborn because there are so many handkerchiefs. And hey, Gina, um, I hadn't seen one like I've seen people use them for bunting, just like where they're like folded over.
Like little
But
flag,
I'm
little.
not, yeah. But I've not seen it folded like this. And then this would be very easy to sew because that's just like um, binding, like bias tape that they've used to
Hmm.
put those together. And since the handkerchief is cut in half and then folded like that, you can get, you know, 2 uses out of each hanky. And then what really brought this to mind is because a long time ago, like I had the flea market design, and I remember seeing this one specific thing. It stuck in my head, and it was this using hankies as
Oh.
balances.
Hmm.
Yeah, these are
Wow.
mainly the cotton ones because silk ones can be very, very fragile. But
Hmm.
I just love. For some
I do,
reason, I like the bottom right one the most.
where it's more plentiful.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you actually sewed it, then I I would hate I would it would hurt me to sew such beautiful handkerchiefs. I'd rather
I'm pretty
do
sure the
maybe
one
like
on
pin.
the 2 on the bottom are no sew versions
Okay. That's
because
more my, because then
they just kind of like tuck it over and pin it.
yeah, I think I would do that more than sew them. Because gosh, look how beautiful they are.
Yeah,
I mean, handkerchiefs like this with these prints, they're so pretty.
very pretty.
I guess, if you have them and you want to use them, go ahead and sew it. But I would have a hard time.
Yeah. I mean, but like this isn't my actually though, I would love to do this down in my creepy little kitchenette when it's
Oh,
not
that'd be
creepy anymore.
so cute.
It would be so cute.
You've got to do a 40s kitchen down there. That'd be
I
perfect.
know. I gotta get rid of the body freezer first. No actual bodies, y'all. It's just what I call it. Oh.
I threw in a floral arrangement because it was beautiful. And of course, I loved the urn, and the urn was on a pedestal, wonderfully rustic and aged and fantastic. So, to inspire us all for our upcoming spring floral arrangements, I know all of us are itching to get some flowers and make some bouquets. So, here's the inspiration.
Yeah, I just had a bunch of potting mix delivered. I have plans. So
Yeah.
excited. Oh, you're next for Media Must.
Okay. So, my
Speaking of Christy.
yes, speaking of Christy, this Media Must has been brought to you by Miss Christy Garza. Her channel is Tippy Winks Vintage. If you haven't checked her out, do so. And she recommends Isaac's Storm. And I have not read it. She has read it. But I'm going to read this little synopsis I put together. The story follows Isaac Klein, resident meteorologist for the U.S. Weather Bureau at the time of the devastating hurricane in Galveston, Texas on September 8th, 1900. Using Klein's own telegrams, letters, reports, the testimony of scores of survivors, and other latest understanding of the science of hurricanes, Eric Larson, the author, builds a chronicle of one man's heroic struggle and fatal miscalculation in the face of a storm of unimaginable magnitude. Recommended by Christy.
I mean, it sounds fascinating.
Yes. I mean, I love turn of the century. So, that's definitely what would draw me. I don't love disasters, but according to Christy, this is a good book. So it could be kind of maybe in the
There's the
realm
reason why I don't live on the coast.
of Yeah, I don't know. I've never read any Eric Larson books, but apparently he is a well-known author.
Didn't he write Devil in the White City?
Yes, it says so right here in the photo.
Oh, y'all.
Oh, everyone loves the Pomeranian. That's Tippy, everybody. That cute little puppy dog. That's Tippy. That's Christy's dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tippy is a superstar. I really actually want to read Devil in the White City because it's about, what took place during the Chicago World's Fair with that serial killer. You don't know.
I have no idea about. I don't know what. I have never heard of it. I'm embarrassed. Let me hide behind my mug.
It kind of gives you like, what's that musical with the barber?
Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, so it's kind of a real life Sweeney Todd story.
Yee. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's crazy, and the name of the serial killer is just. But I'll leave my serial killer enjoyment out of B&B.
I don't know. After talking about your body fridge, I'm not so sure.
So let me clarify. In my basement, which if you watch one of the earliest videos on my channel where I found milk glass in my creepy basement, I show you the body freezer, which I was terrified. And the day I bought my house, I had my friend go with me to open it up to make sure there were no bodies in it. And there aren't. Just water.
Oh.
So I have to pay somebody to come get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
But so my media bust, completely different. I was feeling very nostalgic because it's the 25th anniversary of this movie. Oh. And I love it. Like, so it's funny because, I recommended The Love Letter, which came out in 1998. And that sparked my love for antiques. This also came out in 1998, and it sparked my love of French castles.
Oh.
So 1998 was a pivotal year for my development.
98 was the year.
I don't know why okay, twist, you should go watch it because first of all, Cinderella is not my favorite fairy tale. It's just not. It's mainly because it's my sister's favorite.
Oh, Helen.
Hey, Helen. And so she wanted Cinderella everything all the time. I was a Beauty and the Beast girl. But then I saw this film, which is a completely different take on Cinderella. And I just love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. And partially because Angelica Houston plays the best evil stepmother.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like how the stepsisters are represented as well. So,
so I don't remember the stepsisters.
Oh. Well, apparently the one on the right is in what's that non-zombie thing happening right now?
Oh, yeah, I recognize her. I've seen her in a lot of movies. She's
been in a variety of things. Maybe we'll have to watch it when you're here.
The zombie movie?
No, Ever After.
Oh, okay.
It seems a perfect girls' night. Though we have lots of things we need to watch. I think we need to start writing them down.
Things we need to watch. Absolutely. So,
that's my media bust. If you haven't seen Ever After, give it a watch. 25 years on, it's still my favorite.
Yeah, I've probably haven't seen it for 24 years. I mean, I probably saw it when it came out and that's
Oh
it.
yeah,
So,
I think it's one of those ones I got it on VHS and I watched it
oh,
many times.
um, oh, I decided at last week I didn't pick an inspiring interior, so I chose this kitchen. It'd been a while since I chose a kitchen, so you know, I keep picking similar designs, I think, but I liked it. I liked the copper. I liked the antique table in the middle of a slightly more modern style kitchen. I liked that about that. So just a beautiful, inspiring photo if you're
So
thinking about
pretty.
redoing your kitchen.
Oh, I am. All I can do is think about it, and I do.
Oh yeah, and I picked these. This is just built-ins that you want.
I want both of them.
Yeah, I want both of these. So yeah, I mean, have you ever seen? I mean, I've seen some good false doors, but this one is really nice. All the
That's what I
color.
want leading into my speakeasy downstairs is a
Yeah,
bookcase.
I know. I just thought this one was so nice. Just it's part of it is just the
And then as it creaks open, you hear the player piano going in the background.
oh yeah. I picture it all up here.
Me too. All right. So my inspiring interior comes from Ever After, which I didn't realize. So they filmed at a few different chateaus, but this is the one that you see the most. And it's a chateau you can visit in the
Oh,
Périgord. This is Chateau de Hautefort. And let's just take a look.
hey Jeannie.
I have nothing really to say about this except I wanted to show pictures of a castle because I needed that
Yeah.
in my life this week.
Well,
So
I love the proportions of chateaus, the way their windows are structured, where they get cut out like that. They're so tall and magnificent. I love how they design these types of buildings.
and then look at that chaise.
It's a pretty good one. I could read a
Good
book
one.
in that.
I could too. I need some pillows, but I could do it. And just a lovely, simple dining room, you know.
Just a simple little nook.
And
Oh,
look at that PLBLE.
yes. 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 Yes.
And the tapestry settee and the chandelier. And what's funny to me, it looks like clouds are holding up the posters. Doesn't that look like clouds to you?
Are I'm thinking they're ostrich feathers, is what I think
Oh,
they
well, that makes sense. But to me, it looks like clouds. The bed is floating on clouds. So, and then it's not just an inspiring interior. It also has gorgeous like just imagine it's a rainy day and you're just reading your poetry, just pacing up and down that lovely portico.
It's huge.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then they have yeah. So this castle has been there in use since I think the 1500s. And then the fancy gardens were put in the 1800s. But this is the French garden. I don't know the difference between types of gardens. This is one kind of garden, and then they have this other kind of garden.
Oh, wow.
Yes, twist. We must have a cape. If not a cape, it's got to be one of those flowy white gowns that just like has lots of movement.
And the wind is always in the right direction, so it's not blowing into your mouth.
Yeah, you're not eating your hair.
It's always blowing the right direction.
So you've got big fans on either side of the thing, so that you're never gonna. We're silly, y'all. So that's so we're gonna get a little unsilly. I apologize.
It's all right. It's okay.
But this is up your alley. Have you figured out what we're talking about?
Just via the picture of the coach in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did call it something specific, that picture. It was titled something. Is that related to it?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, so she sent me the photo, and it was titled Frozen. So I was like, what are we going to talk about?
Oh, maybe you don't know that. Our story begins on New Year's Eve, 1839. A young lady heads out to a New Year's Eve ball, but she never returns home. This was a true story. And it's occurred. I'm sure many people went out late at night and they shouldn't have. But this particular lady, they reported upon her death in the February 8th edition of the 1840 New York Observer. A reporter read that. Gabrielle's got it. And she, the idea just stuck with her. And 3 years later, on December 28th, she wrote a poem in her newspaper, The Rover. And the poem was entitled A Corpse Going to a Ball, published on December 28th, 1843. So again, it was almost the third anniversary of this young lady's death. We don't actually know the name of this young lady. And y'all, so I work for a university and I have access to lots of various like reference materials.
Yes.
Nobody has a microfiche or anything of this particular paper, because I really wanted to, be able to show y'all what started this whole thing. But if you keep if you're looking at ephemera and if you happen upon the New York Observer from February 8th, 1840, you could be a very wealthy person. This is the poem, which I have it typed out later if you want me to read it, but this is what it looked like when it was originally printed. And then it was reprinted and retold over the years. And a folk singer by the name of William Lorenzo Carter, who was a blind poet and musician from Vermont, traveled the country, and this ballad just became it is not a British story. It spread throughout the US and Canada. It happens, Kathy. And around the same time, Germans started importing these Victorian bathing dolls. They were a light porcelain bisque for the most part, and some of them, but they were made for kids to play with in the bathtub.
Oh,
because the light porcelain would float. And some of them were often bisque. They were very inexpensive, being sold for a penny, and that's how the penny doll got the name. And those that were glazed on only on the front would float face up, so that they didn't look like they were drowning. And they varied in size anywhere from an inch to 18 inches. And sometimes, they did come with fabric clothes. Like you could buy accessories for them. But, if y'all have kids or nieces or anybody, the Barbies end up naked.
Yeah.
That's what happens. The dolls end up naked. And, but given how popular the ballad of Fair Charlotte or Good Charlotte was, and their white frozen appearance, they got the name Frozen Charlottes because unlike other pity dolls, they were articulated at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so they used this creepy little doll as like a teaching moment, telling, if you don't listen to your mom and you don't put your coat on, you're going to die, just like Charlotte did. And they would often give them to kids in coffins like this with little warnings on them.
Don't talk so much.
Yes.
Damn. That's pretty much children should be seen and not heard.
And then, in both the US and it did expand to the UK, which I think a lot of the baking of, bisque things in cakes, because there's a French tradition of the king cake. But, it evolved to, these were so cheap, they used that to shove into the cakes as well. So, but yeah, so can you imagine? It's like, oh, it's Christmas, yay! Oh, I got the corpse baby.
I got the coffin.
The coffin wouldn't be in the cake, just the baby. And you can find these in various, states of repair, disrepair. Ones that are in good condition, of course, will go for good money. But it's the ones with, their boxes or their coffins that will account for the most money. This one is currently for sale on Etsy, and I love it. Like, I've never really wanted a frozen Charlotte until I saw this tiny one in a brass walnut shell.
He just looks so grumpy. Like, why? I've been in here so long. I'm in such a bad mood.
Well, and so because y'all asked for it, so I will read it. That's coming up next. The reason, so it's Frozen Charlotte and Frozen Charlie's because in the poem, her boyfriend's name is Charlie.
Okay. And
later on, they added various lines and remind me not to forget, the University of Maine has a recording of somebody from the 60s singing the ballad. I mean, because of copyright, I can't play it for you. But if you're interested in hearing how it was supposed to sound, I will drop the link so you can give it a listen. And it is one of the expanded versions that has what happened to Charlie after the original poem ends. So, are you ready for poem time?
Yeah. I think it's really fascinating that they glazed it on the top and not on the bottom, so it would stay floating up.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing until I didn't know they were supposed to be bath toys.
I didn't either.
Yeah. What is she constructing? Oh wait, one thing before I read that. So so if you look, you see the little girl in the bathtub?
Yes.
That was a working bathtub. You could fill up that reservoir and fill up the tub. And then you could float the Charlotte in that tub.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Kathy, you can go play with them in the tub now. Okay. So here we go. A corpse going to a ball. Young Charlotte lived by the mountainside, a wild and lonely spot. No dwelling there for 3 miles round, except for her father's cot. And yet on many a winter's eve, young swains were gathered there, for her father kept a social board, and she was very fair. Her father loved to see her dressed as prim as a city belle, and she was all the child he had, and he loved his daughter well. 'Tis New Year's Eve, the sun is down, why looks her restless eye so long from the frosty window forth as the merry sleighs go by? As the village inn 15 miles off is a merry ball tonight. The piercing air is as cold as death, but her heart is warm and light. And brightly beams her laughing eye as a well-known voice she hears, and dashing up to the cottage door, her Charlie's sleigh appears. Now, daughter dear, her mother cried, this blanket around you fold, for 'tis a dreadful night abroad, you'll catch your death a cold. Oh nay, fair Charlotte said, and she laughed like a gypsy queen. To ride with blankets muffled up, I never could be seen. My silken cloak is quite enough, and you know 'tis lined throughout, and then I have a silken shawl to tie my neck about. Her bonnet and her gloves are on. She jumps into the sleigh, and swift they ride by the mountainside and over the hills away. There's a life in the sound of the merry bells as over the hills they go, but a creaking wail the runners make as they bite the frozen snow. How long the bleak and lonely way, how keen the wind does blow. The stars did never shine so cold, how creaks the frozen snow. With muffled faces silently, 5 cold long miles they've passed, and Charles with these few frozen words the silence broke at last. Such night as this I never saw, the reins I scarce can hold, and Charlotte, shivering faintly, said, I am exceeding cold. He cracked his whip and urged his steed more swiftly than before, and now 5 other dreary miles in silence are passed o'er. How fast, said Charles, the freezing ice is gathering on my brow. But Charlotte said with feebler lone, I'm growing warmer now, and on they went through frosty air and the glittering cold starlight. And now at last the village inn and the ballroom are in sight. They reach the door, and Charles jumps out and holds his hand to her. Why sits she like a monument that hath no power to stir? He called her once, he called her twice, she answered not a word. He asked her for her hand again, but she never stirred. He took her hand in his, oh God, 'twas cold and hard as stone. He tore the mantle from her face, the cold stars on her shone. Then quickly to the lighted hall her voiceless form he bore. His Charlotte was a stiffened corpse, and word spake nevermore.
Bummer.
The expanded version. He threw himself down by her side, and the bitter tears did flow. He said, my dear and intended bride, you never more shall know. He threw his arms round her neck, he kissed her marble brow, and his thoughts went back to the place where she said, I am growing warmer now. They bore her into the sleigh, and Charles with her rode home. And when they reached the cottage door, oh, how her parents mourned. They mourned the loss of their daughter dear, and Charles mourned o'er her doom, until at last his heart did break. Now both they slumber in the tomb.
Eek.
Yep.
Those Victorians sure did love their dark drama.
Yeah, that's I was like, wow, this is dark, but then I was like, but this is also the people who are a little obsessed with death. Little bit. I mean, so if you ever wanted to know why they're called Frozen Charlottes, this is why. And I really wish. All right. But then, think how I think we've all, if you have been antiquing or thrifting, we've all happened upon part or parcel of a Frozen Charlotte. And that just shows you how prevalent they were. So, I mean, if you think about Ring Around the Rosie, I mean, think about those other things that were also popular at that time. It is very, very sad. And for me, the saddest part is I doubt her real name was Charlotte.
Well, it seems like the newspaper lady who wrote this poem was just inspired by that story.
Because I did actually find like the text from the article, even though I couldn't find the article, and it was just said like a lady driving to a ball died of cold. Yes, you can wrap her up. Absolutely.
Oh, Joyce is getting wrapped. All the Charlotte up in a blanket.
Well, if you think so, I mean, to get from Germany to us, they probably passed, through the UK, and the story, went back across the pond, and it became popular elsewhere as well. So, yeah, and so that's one of the things that was like vanity, like don't be vain, listen to your mother, wear your coat when it's cold. It's just like 3 lessons in one tiny little doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only have 3 of those frozen Charlottes. I want more. I had to find mine on Etsy. I have not found mine out in the wild at all.
Well, I didn't really know what they were. I have found some, but I never purchased it because I'm not a doll person. But the fact that I now know the story, I kind of like them. Them. Your girl's a little dark, y'all. Just a little bit. Do you have any favorite thing?
I do have a little favorite thing, but I'm trying to look up.
Gina, there is a modern company that makes dolls inspired by Frozen Charlottes. And I can't remember. When I was looking for images, it kept popping up, and one was like a zombie Charlotte.
Oh my god!
And they were sold in little coffins, but they were bigger like dolls.
Yeah.
Now I can't.
Okay, I'm just trying to look at the calendar, and in 2 weeks, I'm going to be leaving on a very long road trip to go see Miss Angela. Because in 2 weeks, well, in 4 weeks, 3 weeks, in 3 weeks, when's our anniversary?
Soon.
Soon.
Our anniversary. Well, we're on episode 48. So if we go by 52 shows, that's 4 weeks. But we did skip. But yeah, no, 4 weeks you'll be here. Right? No. Yes. 4 weeks. The 15th.
Oh my goodness. But I am super excited because I get to see some of my friends. And the first friend I get to go see on the way to Angela is Michelle. I'm going to get to go hang out with Michelle. Pummel's Antiquities. I'm excited. And then I'm going to go see Susan Old So-and-so. So
Old So-and-so. So.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Did you bring a favorite thing today?
Oh, I was just going to show, and the reason I thought it'd be a good segue because I bought more things from Laura. If any of you missed last week's B&B live chat, I was talking about how obsessed I am with Laura. She's here in the chat. Her YouTube channel is Designs Laura, and she does awesome things with like flatware, so spoons, forks, all sorts of things. And I got a bunch of spoon rings, and I just also got this little pendant, which I love, and I put it with the little bell that I got from Pamela Blanchard. Pamela Blanchard made this out of a knife where it's hollow, but it's like a little bell. So I put these two together. So this is my fun little charm necklace now. But Laura is having a sale as soon as we get off of this, I believe. So I want everyone to go. You don't want to miss. If you love jewelry like this and what I just showed you,
let me go grab mine.
You're gonna want to go. I'm wearing 3 of her rings. Oh, and I'm wearing my bracelet today too. So she's gonna be selling all of her awesome jewelry on her YouTube.
I just got a bracelet.
I love it. I mean, I saw you open it yesterday.
It's a wild rose.
I love it.
It's so pretty. And let me drop in the chat the link to University of Maine. So if you want to hear the ballad sung as,
Yes.
as it was performed over 100 years ago, you can go and listen to that on their Digital Commons site. I was gonna
Hi, Karen.
I was gonna show something, but I can't remember what. I am surrounded by stuff, y'all.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot of things, so you could pick anything. Like just
I could.
I'm sure there's a new thing right next to you that you could just grab.
Oh yeah, actually, and I didn't show this. I mentioned it, but I didn't show it, and it's in a random lot of what's yeah, I know. It was as close as I could get to 1910. Let me make myself bigger here so you can see it. It's an original little Cupie.
There it is. You didn't
Christmas
show it.
card.
You didn't show it last night.
No, I forgot because I got, stuck into the goatees and there'll be a whole thing about that soon.
That's really collectible.
Okay, thank you. It's written on, but it was to Milton from Bessie. See this little package here? Look inside, my dearest dear. There's something there, I think, for you with all good wishes, warm and true. So, yeah.
I love it.
Super cute. Super cute. And then that was my favorite from that lot of yeah, I got a ring too and a pendant. If you watch my unboxing on Instagram yesterday, then you'll see it all. But let me make it bigger.
Okay.
We're gonna run a little short this evening, so y'all can go grab a beverage and get ready for Laura's sale.
Yeah, grab a snack and then meet us all back. I'll see you in her chats because I'm going to be there.
Oh wait, let me just drop the link. Besides Laura. And then y'all will be ready to go. And don't forget that next week we will be on Heather Elizabeth's channel, the Antique Agenda.
Karina's dropped in. We're just about to end, Karina, but
thanks so much to everybody. I saw some newer people in the chat, and Gabby, I just dropped it. So there you go. And I hope y'all have a fantastic evening. Sorry to be a downer with today's history highlight, but
it was good. I think everybody liked it. I did.
It's super. Now I need to own one. Oh well. Just one. I don't need a whole collection. Just one.
That's what you're saying.
Everyone. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you next Monday.
Yeah, we'll see you next Monday on my channel. And let's all go over to Laura's.
Go click.
What did I do?
Oh, I said go click.